Hello everyone and welcome to the Italian Ikuzuki podcast. My name is Katie, this is episode 85 and today is Friday, September 13th, 2019. I'd like to say hello to any new and all of my returning viewers. Thank you so much for joining me. I know it's been a couple weeks since I recorded last. Last week Dallas was studying for an exam, so I took the opportunity to basically nose to the grindstone and get a bunch of work done. Which is really good because I am actually in the push for Knit City, which is an annual fiber event in Vancouver, British Columbia. And so that has been my focus, and it just didn't work out to actually break that focus to do a podcast recording last week. I did get quite a bit of work, like knitting, done the week before last week, so I do have some things to show you. Last week was also the beginning of Japanese class again, so that always takes up more time than I anticipate actually each week, between actually going to the class and doing my homework for it as well. Not that I'm complaining about it, but it's just a little bit of an adjustment in schedule as well. And it was just a roller coaster of a week. So Dallas basically spent the whole time studying, or a good chunk every day studying at the university, and I was at home and got through most of the work I wanted to and caught up in the work that I had fallen behind in the week before as well. But of course I'm still behind. This is what always happens during show season. I'm like, oh, I've got like, this is fine. I didn't choose that many prints. And then I cut multiple bags from the same print, and yeah, it just devolves from there. But so I'm in the middle of show prep, and I've actually brought you into the new location. So this is my new studio. Dallas and I have been developing the basement since January for my sewing. I have been down here since April. I think we moved my actual sewing studio down. It's way better set up, and with how the weather and lighting is transitioning, with it being that swing towards fall, the lighting here is a lot better for and conducive to actually recording the podcast. So this is actually the first test here, so let me know how the sound sounds. The light, at least on my phone while I'm recording right now, looks decent. We'll see if it's true to color or not. And you get to see the fabulous fabric stash behind me. There is a window right up here. Yeah, and the cat tree's here because the cats actually sit up on top of the shelf. I won't crank you around on the tripod simply because that will be really loud and jerky. But yeah, Remy's sleeping up there right now. His favorite blanket's there. Flynn's sleeping behind the camera. And then there's a big pile of big bags right here behind the camera as well. And then my work surface is over here for cutting table. And then my sewing machine is over here. So it's worked out really well. There's a few things to finish. Dallas is going to finish laying the laminate flooring next week, and then we can get my office moved down as well, which is super important, and we'll condense everything into one space, which is going to be really nice. Right now I'm spread out all over the room, or all over the house, which is fantastic. It's working from home has been amazing, but it's definitely been a struggle to figure out where exactly to put everything and how to work. It's really nice because last year I would have been moving around the house a lot. There was a lot of going out of my studio because it was such a small space, and I had rapidly outgrown it, so I could go and work in like a different atmosphere with better light and et cetera, and have like something different to look at basically. And being down in the basement, I have enough room that I can look at different things, and I can move around the studio without having to take the time to move things out and back and forth and around and all of that rigmarole. And actually the lighting in the basement is better than my previous studio was, which is insane since I am now in a basement. But the window above my head is a what would you call it? South facing. Yes, south facing window, and so I get a lot of the afternoon sunlight. So when it is sunny, a lot of times I can come down and work without any of the task lighting on as well, which is super fantastic. So yeah, but you're not here to hear about the studio. I will do a proper tour once it's finished and I have tidied up from show rush, simply because it is an absolute disaster right now, the bits that are operating as per usual. So I'll give you a better rundown when I'm actually like settled into the space. But that brings me to knitting. With Japanese starting, I am working on socks because I can go around and around and around in a tube in class. And these are self-striping yarn from Mud Punch Yarns. I think the colorway is Jumble Math. The lights are picking up very much on this pink, but it looks pretty good. There, that's a better representation. So I finished the first sock last night. I actually bound off in class, and then I started the toe of the second sock. I think I'm almost through the increases. Maybe. I'm pretty darn close if I'm not. So that's actually what I got done last night. I did the bind off, and then I started the toe of the sock. Those are being knit on US 1 2.25 millimeter needles, and yeah, they'll just be my carry along socks until they're finished. Then I'll start a pair for Dallas because I haven't started a pair for him for a while. Then the other project that got a lot of work done, I am so close to being done this, I'm excited, is my Hito Fude. So let me just get the yarn untangled from it here. Yeah, there we go. So this is where I'm at on my Hito Fude. I am, I think, a repeat, an increase repeat from the end. So I've done the final increases for the front on the front, for the front. As you can see here, they start to spread apart. Excuse me. And so I'm just finishing off the last of the lace repeats so that I can actually wear it. So close, and as you can tell from my progress keeper, I got a significant amount done. I think I got 5 repeats of the lace done with the 6th started. So I'm really enjoying this pattern. I'm really sad that I hadn't started earlier, but you know, things happen. So this will be super awesome to get finished. That's being knit on the gauge needles called for gauge in the pattern, which I think are US 5 3.75 millimeter needles. Yes, 5 3.75 millimeters. So I want to have this done for Disney. I am currently working on a design project, so this will be set aside until probably Knit City, but I should be able to get it done and dusted for Disney. I have to get it done and dusted for Disney. Under deadline. And that is actually being held in one of my knot bags. Very conveniently here. So I do have to be careful with, Flynn is a wool cat. He likes getting into yarn, and Dahlia is an opportunistic wool cat. So if she found something like this, like on the coffee table or something like that, she would totally end up knocking it off the coffee table and chasing it around the room, and then potentially chewing it as well, because she's a dork and doesn't know what's best for her. But so those are my 2 whips that I can show you right now. I'll just show you the design project when I actually get it finished. I don't like revealing that sort of thing before I'm done, simply because sometimes things really change, and I like enjoying having some surprises. And then, so what else did we do last week? So Dallas spent all week studying. He wrote his exam on Monday, and he actually found out he passed on Tuesday. So he is 5 out of 8 exams for his power engineering first class ticket. So we didn't actually end up doing that much else. Watch Fantasia. Actually, finally, I borrowed it from the library, so we did watch that. And then we did go out for a nice date night in Banff, actually, on Mondays, because we hadn't been able to spend much time together for the full week. What else did we do, actually? Yeah, we had a pretty boring week because of that. Or at least stay at home. It's not necessarily boring, it's just kind of a little bit quieter. I have been reading quite a bit, or listening actually right now, as is my MO while I'm prepping for shows. So I've been listening to the audiobooks of the ladies, Victoria Speedwell Mysteries, I think is the title. So it's the A Curious Beginning, A Perilous something. And then A Treacherous Curse, and right now I am on the fourth one. It just came out this year. They're all by Deanna Raybourn, and I've been really enjoying them. They're good. I don't really want to give anything away. They're set in the Victorian era with basically what I'm coming to think of as a lady rake, which is hilarious to me. And yeah, I'm just really enjoying it. It turns some of the like conventions for that era of fiction, even from modern perspective written era of fiction, on their heads, which is fantastic. And that's pretty much it. This is a super short podcast for not having recorded for 2 weeks. It is Flynn's birthday tomorrow, on Canada Day no less, so that's always fun. I'll make sure that I get a photo of him and post that too. He'll be 3 years old. He's still got a couple of years left to mature, so hopefully he grows a gorgeous winter coat. He's always grown a gorgeous winter coat, but I love him when he's like super fluffy and floof. And it is starting to come in. He is also sleeping the sleep of growing, as we call it, so he like completely gets knocked out basically, and like even poking him he doesn't respond, which means that he is growing. He's also eating us out of house and home still. So, and why I keep looking over here is he's on the table behind you guys. So yeah, that is really it. So I will try to record next week, probably on the Friday, simply because that seems to be working out the best. And I will chat with you all soon. I hope you have a fantastic week of crafting. Bye.